What if we turn a moon into a space station? Could we really just claim a chunk of rock in the sky for our own? And what would happen if we did? It's hard to imagine something more alien to our human experience than life on the moon. It might be a cliché science fiction trope. But there's a reason why so many stories are set on the moon. It's because it represents something so fundamentally different from Earth. The low gravity, lack of atmosphere, and hostile environment make it one of the most inhospitable places in the solar system, or at least they do until we turn it into a space station. Let's say we decide that the best way to utilize a moon is to hollow out its core and turn it into an artificial habitat. The moon is about 2,100 miles in diameter, which means we have a lot of room to work with. But in order to build a space station this big, we'll need some serious resources. According to NASA, the current largest space station on Earth, the International Space Station, is about 400 feet in length, roughly the size of a football field. So let's assume that our new moon base is about this size, give or take. Now the moon is mostly made up of silicate minerals, iron and magnesium, along with smaller amounts of aluminum, calcium and sodium. We're going to need a lot of those minerals to build a space station of this magnitude. Fortunately, NASA has already done the math on how much material we'll need to make a moon base. They estimate that we'd need around 30 million tons of the silicate minerals olivine and pyroxene, along with 1 million tons of iron. The process of mining these materials would likely change the surface of the moon forever, but let's assume we have all the materials we need and we have successfully hollowed out the interior of the moon to create a giant space station. What would it look like? How would it feel? Would plants even grow there? One of the biggest challenges to overcome when living on the moon would be creating an atmosphere. Without an atmosphere, there is no air to breathe, no protection from cosmic radiation, and no insulation from the sun's intense heat or the frigid temperatures that come at night. While there have been some proposals for terraforming the moon to make it more like Earth, these plans require warming the moon's core to create a molten iron outer layer and a magnetic field. Basically, it's impossible with current technology. So any atmosphere we create for our moon base would need to be artificial. As for gravity, anything less than Earth normal gravity could prove dangerous to human health, causing muscle and bone loss over time. But the moon's gravity is only about 16 as strong as Earth's gravity. One way to simulate Earth's gravity, spinning the space station to create a centrifugal force strong enough to keep us grounded. In fact, NASA has plans to build a space station in orbit around the moon that will spin at 10 revolutions per minute. This would create an artificial gravity of about 1/8 of the Earth's gravity, which is probably for the best considering how close this space station would be to the moon's surface. Finally, let's talk about lighting. Because the moon rotates so slowly, a day lasts about 2 weeks, and because the moon is so close to the Earth, the sky would be filled with stars no matter where you looked. There would be no escaping the bright lights of our big glowing neighbor. Not exactly what you'd call a relaxing view, but what if we turn a moon into a space station for the benefit of humanity? Would it really be all that it's cracked up to be? Living on the moon might seem like a dream come true for those of us who have always dreamed of life among the stars. But it comes with some serious drawbacks. The isolation of living on the moon, cut off from the rest of humanity, would likely take a serious toll on our mental health. And while we can create an artificial atmosphere, water and gravity, we can't replace the natural environment that we've evolved to thrive in. There's also the danger of living in a constant state of alertness. Since any disaster would be far from recoverable, whether we're talking about a meteor strike, a volcanic eruption on the moon, or a power fluctuation that disrupts our artificial gravity, life on the moon would be precarious at best. For now, it's probably better to leave the moon as our rocky, lifeless neighbor and reserve our habitation for good old planet Earth. Now check out Why is the Sky Blue or watch this video instead.